We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
I'm former Major League pitcher Andy Pettitte. I teamed up with Tunnel to Towers after seeing their life-changing work with military and first responder families. Now we're expanding our mission to help veterans struggling with homelessness. We want to help them rebuild their lives not only by giving them a home, but by providing the services they need. Please join me in donating at t2t.org.
My name is Wally Joyner. I was a first baseman for the Angels, Padres, Royals, and Braves. I give the Tunnel to Towers because of what they provide for the veterans, the military, the first responders, the police, the firemen who go out and put their lives in danger for our freedoms. I think it's an incredible charity, an incredible foundation. Their goals of helping the families that protect us. I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responder families with young children. Never forget.
It's Derby time at Los Alamitos when the West Coast Best race in the Golden State Derby Final. The field will be headed by fastest qualifier Rockin' With Energy, who has been on a roll with back-to-back wins. Plus, top filly Cowgirl Up has also impressed. They'll face the top sophomore male at Los Alamitos right now in Grade 1 winner BP Cartel Policy. Plus, Governor's Cup Derby winner Mask Mandate and more. What a quarter-horse derby it'll be. It's the Golden State Derby at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Sunday, right smack dab in the middle of the Labor Day weekend, and boy, are we having fun. Yes, we are. We'll have fun till Daddy takes the T-Bird away, which will probably be tomorrow after Labor Day. In any case, we do have a special Labor Day Monday Race Day program. It comes up tomorrow because it's Labor Day. A lot of racetracks are having holiday racing, including a closing day at Saratoga. And they've got a huge Pick 6 carryover going into today. If it manages to escape a hit, it'll be a mandatory and a gargantuan pot for tomorrow. But we'll wait and see. We still have racing today at Saratoga. So we welcome you to the Sunday Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station, the South Point Studio Streaming Network at YouTube, at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard. We welcome you to the show. And, of course, everybody else out there that's got us going on other platforms like our local radio station, anchor station here in town, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM, our phone apps, or device apps, I should say, on our websites as well, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. However, wherever, whenever you get us, welcome to the Race Day Show. If you get us through our websites at racedaylasvegas.com.vegas.world, the apps on your iPhone or your Android, the KSHP app, or the YouTube app, or certainly anywhere you get your podcasting, we welcome you to the show. It is a beautiful day in our neighborhood, as I'm sure 330,000 of our closest friends are experiencing here in Las Vegas over this holiday weekend. Right now here in Las Vegas, it's a nice 79 degrees out. It's 79 right now. It's beautiful out. And we're going to top off at 105 today. As far as around the country is concerned, Miami 85, New York 82, Chicago 75. Southern California will be 89, 88, 89, right in there. And, of course, the hot spot again in the nation is Phoenix, Arizona, at 108 there. But that's even cool for them there. But stay hydrated anyhow. Today, of course, is the middle day of the Labor Day weekend. And, again, we want to remind you we will have a special Monday Race Day Las Vegas radio program. Same time and the same places you get us right now. Just going to add a show for the big holiday tomorrow. So wherever you're watching or hearing us now, we'll be there tomorrow. And our start time, of course, will be the same at 7 a.m. Pacific time, because there's a lot of great racing tomorrow on Labor Day as well as today. And what about yesterday? Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Let's just take a look at what happened yesterday. We'll start off with Del Mar. Del Mar, of course, was the big day of racing there. They had the Pacific Classic. And the Pacific Classic, of course, was the main event of the day. And, of course, the centerpiece of the season at Del Mar, like the Travers was at Saratoga last week. The Pacific Classic was the big race, the big racing day yesterday at Del Mar. Might not have been as big a day as Travers, but it was their big day there at the beach. They had 11 races there. The big story of the day was Phil D'Amato and repeat winners, and a horse that took down the biggest prize that was eligible for non-winners other than. We'll explain. First race, Bob Baffert and Juan Hernandez continues with their just loaded barn full of talented two-year-olds. The first race was a maiden race for two-year-olds, and Baffert and Hernandez uncorked another one, non-compliant. Juan Hernandez aboard this first-time starter for Bob Baffert, paid $760 and an easy win in the opener. Val Brankerhoff got a nice win in the second race with Jeremy Laprida at the huge price of 55-1. The winner paid $111.20 in the second race yesterday at Del Mar. Mike Smith and Dick Mandela got together, and they teamed up to win a maiden race in the third on the turf with the Joy Rider. They paid $12 even. And then Baffert came back with Juan Hernandez. They teamed up for their second win of the day in the Torrey Pine Stakes for 3-year-old fillies at a mile, when Hope Road got the victory there and paid $3 even for that victory. Nothing Like You finished second, and, of course, third in the race was Grand Slam Mike. So Hernandez and Baffert, 2 for 2 so far, and the first stakes race of the day at Del Mar. Then we went into the Del Mar Handicap, which was a Breeders' Cup win, and you're in. Gold Phoenix rolled up the rail and got the win under Kyle Frey for trainer Phil D'Amato, outrunning the early pace setter Dicey Mochara. Dicey Mochara did all the work, but Gold Phoenix zipped right up the rail and won the Del Mar Handicap on the turf at Del Mar for the third straight year. This horse has won this particular race at 1 3/8 for the third straight year. Paid $680. By the way, Phil D'Amato had the winner and the third place finisher. Finishing second, of course, was Dicey Mochara, and third was Bolitnikov, also trained by Phil D'Amato. There was a two-year-old maiden race that wasn't won by Bob Baffert. That was the 6th race where I'm a Bad Boy, trained by Luis Mendez, won for Ricardo Gonzalez. That horse, however, was the favorite in the race and paid $340. And then, of course, we move on to the 8th race where Baffert and Hernandez got together again and won the allowance race there with Ultra Power, $8 even. He took the blinkers off. First time Lasix for this horse. That was the winning move there. Ultra Power gave Hernandez and Baffert their 3rd win together yesterday in the first 8 races, paying $8 even. Then came the Green Flash at 5 furlongs on the turf. This is a Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in race as well. The winner there, and I mean in the final few jumps, was Motorius. Antonio Fresu aboard. It was a Jonathan Hardoon pick on the show. Motorius paid $6.60. This horse also was a repeater, winning the Green Flash for the 2nd year in a row. Motorius gets up to win. Phil D'Amato, the trainer, on the turf. So it was D'Amato's 2nd win of the day. And Motorius just nailed Johnny Padres and the early pacesetter None Hudson in the final jumps there in the Green Flash. So that horse wins that race for the 2nd year in a row. Then came the $1 million Grade 1 Pacific Classic, a Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in at 1.25 miles. After the scratch of Adair Manor, it really lost some of its luster, but nevertheless, there was $1 million up for grabs, and favoritism went between a few horses, but at the end, Dr. Veckman became the favorite in the race. But in the race, Full Serrano went out on the early lead, one of the long shots. Mixto was lapped on him, running 2nd. Down the backstretch, and in the 3rd spot was Reincarnate, while Dr. Veckman was in there in 4th. They went around the racetrack all the way around like that to the head of the stretch. At the head of the stretch, the pace setter, which was Full Serrano, pulled away a little bit from Mixo. Now remember, Mixto was one of the longest shots on the board. But Mixto came back inch by inch through the stretch and got even with the pace setter again, while Reincarnate was trying to close on both of them. Everybody else didn't matter. And in the end, Mixto got up and won under Kyle Frey for Doug O'Neill, paying $46.40. The pace was golden yesterday in the Pacific Classic, as it's been golden on that main track all meet long. And you get a big upsetter, a horse that just broke his maiden. Out of 13 starts, this horse only broke his maiden, and he wins the Pacific Classic in an upset. 13 races, 1 maiden win, and $1 million Pacific Classic. Owned by Calumet Farm, trained by Doug O'Neill. $46.40 for the win. Kyle Frey's 2nd stakes race of the day. This kid had a big day, that's for sure. He also won, of course, earlier with Gold Phoenix. Full Serrano finished 2nd. Reincarnate was 3rd, and that's the way they went around the racetrack in the 1.25 mile race. That was it. Nobody else closed. Nobody else did anything. Final race was the Del Mar Mile at 1 mile on the turf. The winner there was Conclude. That horse went gate to wire. Thank you, John Lindo. That was John Lindo's pick on the show. Conclude pays $12.20 to capture the Del Mar Mile. Wire to wire there. You guessed it, on the turf, stakes race yesterday. Phil D'Amato wins that as well. He was the trainer. Phil D'Amato finished 1st and 2nd in this race, when Almendares finished 2nd and Astronomer finished 3rd. What a day Phil D'Amato had. What a day Hernandez and Baffert had. And really, what a day did Mixto have. It was a mixed bag of results, really, yesterday, but that winner, Conclude 12-20. Thank you very much, John Lindo, for that win. And D'Amato finishes 1st and 2nd in the stakes race, that last race there. The pick six paid $18,074 at Del Mar yesterday. Saratoga. Chad Brown had a big day yesterday, and so did Manny Franco. Chad Brown and Manny Franco got together to win the 2nd race, paying $10.80 with Early Adopter. And then Brad Cox came back with Manny Franco for Franco's 2nd win in the 5th race with Federal Judge. That winner paid $3.80. And John Lindo's pick in the 6th race, Larice, one under Junior Alvarado. That paid $9.80. Thank you, John Lendo. 2 wins yesterday, one at Saratoga and one at Del Mar. Larice, $9.80 there on this first-time starter trained by George Weaver that won the 6th race. Junior Alvarado and Dale Romans got together to win the 7th race at 12:20. And then you had the 9th race winner, McCullough for Dylan Davis aboard, gave Chad Brown his 2nd win of the day. That was 12:20. And then we got to the stakes races. The prior rest for 3-year-old fillies at 6 furlongs was won by Bright Work. Jonathan Hardoon's pick on the show, Bright Work, under Luis Saez for trainer John Ortiz, paid $7.10, outrunning Too Sharp and Musia. And then the spinaway for the 2-year-old fillies, this wide-open race for the 2-year-old fillies and the championship at Saratoga for the filly division, the 2-year-old filly division. The winner there was Immersive, who came off the pace. By that time, the track was in muddy condition, could have started raining late in the day, so much so that they took the last race of the day off of the turf, which meant pick 5, pick 4, pick 6, had that all going in the last race because the rains came and they took the race off the turf after those pools started. So another all in the last race. Anyway, the spinaway won by Immersive. Manny Franco aboard for Brad Cox. That was Brad Cox's 2nd win of the day. $27.40 splashing home in the mud, outrunning a Quiet Side, who in mid-stretch had about a 3-length lead, and Immersive managed to run her down. Quiet Side finished 2nd, and Sherbini finished 3rd in that. Manny Franco's 3rd win of the day in the spinaway. The 12th race was the $500,000 Flower Bowl at 1 3/8 on the turf, and I can tell you the turf course was really, by that time, in a giving situation. Idea Generation went on the lead, setting the pace in the 1 3/8 turf race. Got out there by at least a dozen to a dozen and a half lengths when they passed the stands the first time. Still had a comfortable lead, but then the field was starting to close in as they turned for home. But Florent Garreau nursed Idea Generation to go wire to wire down the road in the 1 3/8 Flower Bowl, holding on to win for trainer Chad Brown. And what a meet the Karavich Stables is having. They're having a big meet. They were the owner there. Idea Generation, wire to wire, paid $64.50 for a Chad Brown winner. Wow. Warlike Goddess couldn't close the gap, finished 2nd. McCulloch was 3rd. Chad Brown finished 1st and 3rd in this stakes race and had his 3rd win of the day with that stakes race in the Flower Bowl. Okay. Last race winner paid $16.40. What happened? Nobody had the pick 6, even with the all in the last race. Nobody had the pick 6. 5 out of 6 paid $1,983. Carryover today is a biggie, a balloon carryover. $210,165 for the carryover today at Saratoga. If they miss it today, Katie barred the door for closing day tomorrow with a mandatory payoff. The pick 5. 4 winners and an all in the last race. Paid make it $7,792.25. $7,792 and a quarter with the all in the last race at Saratoga. What a day there. Kentucky Downs. Well, I can tell you that the offspring of Twirling Candy had a big day at Kentucky Downs, and the Southern California Invaders did as well. In the $3,100,000 Nashville Derby, the winner there was Bellium Justum. Bellium Justum gave Frankie Dettori his 3rd win of the day and the biggest one of the day for trainer Andrew Balding, paying $6.44, outrunning Carson Run and Rothschild. In the ladies sprint for $1.5 million, the winner there was A.G. Bullet, who bottomed out this field and won for fun in the 6.5 furlong race. Umberto Rispoli aboard for trainer Richard Baltus. This horse last won the Oceanita Stakes at Del Mar and goes there at Kentucky Downs and takes down $1.5 million sprint there. $7.94 for the winner, and it was a new course record. She ran the 6.5 furlongs in 1:14 and 19/100 an offspring of Twirling Candy. And in the ladies' turf, another $1.5 million race at Kentucky Downs at a mile on the turf. Walkathon wins. Brian Hernandez aboard for Ian Wilkes, $19.90. And yes, another Twirling Candy offspring. Finishing second was Sacred Wish. Third in the race was Evie's Jet. Joe Sharp had a couple of wins yesterday as a trainer. And, of course, Brad Cox had a win. Bill Mott had a win. Wesley Ward. And Wesley Ward had a couple of wins yesterday at Kentucky Downs. Just some of the racing that happened yesterday around the country. Enough said about that. We've got stuff to do today because we want more winners from our handicappers. Want to thank Jonathan Hardoon and John Lindo for 2 picks and 2 wins. And, of course, Rich Eng came with a winner in college football. So far, Richie's got 2 wins on the docket here for college football on this first weekend. More to come today. Jonathan Hardoon is back along with Rich, John Lindo, and Jerry J. And, of course, your racing menu. So without any further ado, we get to our first break on this middle day of the Labor Day weekend on this Sunday. Our chatters are chatting away. If you want to chat, just come to the YouTube South Point Studios streaming of Race Day. Make sure you subscribe. That's free, and then you can start chatting away as well. We will be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on race day. Time to take a look at the racing menu for today. Remember, tomorrow we also are going to have a show, and there's a big menu of racetracks tomorrow as well. It's for the holiday. So without any further ado, here's your racing menu for this Sunday. And we remind you that the first post times we broadcast on the menu each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. If you're not in the Pacific time zone, adjust to it. We don't want you to miss anything like Miss Mom and Dad. First post times are Pacific. We start out the racing menu with Saratoga. Now remember, we got a big pick 6 carryover today at Saratoga. It is sunny and beautiful today. Right now at Saratoga, 69 degrees. The Mellon and Inner Turf courses are labeled good. They start out labeled good today. Now the Mellon Turf course will host races 3, 6, and 10. The Inner Turf course races 2, 8, and 11. And again, a big pick 6 carryover today at Saratoga, $210,165.72. Okay. 13 races today at Saratoga, a couple of stakes races. The 2 stakes races come late. The 11th race is the Bernard Baruch at a mile and 16th on the Inner Turf course for 3-year-olds and up, a field of 9 before scratches. We'll get those scratches a little bit later on if we can. Film Stars, the even money favorite there with Ired Ortiz Jr. in the Bernard Baruch. Then you have the Jockey Club Gold Cup at a mile and a quarter on the main for $1 million. Same horses, same division that they ran the Pacific Classic yesterday. The Jockey Club Gold Cup is today. It is a grade 1 at a mile and a quarter. 7 go to the post in this one. The 4-5 favorite in this one is Arthur's Ride with Junior Alvarado aboard. All right, you got 13 races at Saratoga. The pick 6 will start in the 8th race with that big carryover and a first post time of 9:05. 9:05 today at Saratoga. All right, next comes Monmouth Park from the shores of New Jersey. Monmouth Park's feature race is the Rumson for 3-year-olds and up at 5 furlongs. 6th race on the card. Favorite there 6-5 is Dean Delivers. First post time at Monmouth. For their 10 races at Monmouth Park with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $12,654 is set at $950 at Monmouth. Gulfstream Park. Mandatory payoff today in Gulfstream Park's pick 6 jackpot carryover. The Rainbow pick 6 jackpot carryover. $91,164. A mandatory payoff today at Gulfstream. Take the jackpot provision off. Best tickets will chop it up. All the money that's bet today and that's in there already. First post time at Gulfstream for 10 races, $955. Woodbine is next, north of the border. Woodbine has 10 races. Their first post time is 10:05. By the way, 10:05 is the first post at Woodbine. Pick 6 jackpot carryover there, $24,427. First post time Woodbine is 10:05. Kentucky Downs. Day 3, I think, of Kentucky Downs. First post time is 11:25 at Kentucky Downs. And they have 11 races. The $500,000 tight spot turf, on the turf, obviously. The tight spot at a mile is the 9th race on the card. A full field of 16 before scratches. This is a wide open affair. The morning line favorite in this race is 9-2, and that is Dataman in the wide open tight spot. Then the $1 million National Thoroughbred League Juvenile Sprint for 2-year-olds at 6.5 furlongs sees a field of 11. And in this race, the favorite at 5-2 is Black Forza. Black Forza is the favorite there. First post time at Kentucky Downs is set at 10:25. Canterbury Park is next. Canterbury Park has 8 races. Their first post time is 11:10. 11:10 at Canterbury Park. Next comes Hawthorne Racecourse. Hawthorne Racecourse has 9 races. Their first post time is at 12:10. Then we go to good old Del Mar in Southern California. Del Mar's first post time today is 1:30. Remember, 1:30 first post at Del Mar. A couple of stakes races today. They are the Shared Belief at a mile for 3-year-olds. It's the 7th race on the card, and it marks the return to the races of Muth. Muth goes in the Shared Belief. He is 3-5 on the morning line with Juan Hernandez for Bob Baffert in the field of 7 before scratches. And then the 8th race is the $300,000 Grade 1 Del Mar Derby at a mile and 1/8 on the turf. 7 go to the post before scratches. Formidable Man is the 8-5 favorite there with Umberto Rispoli. First post time at Del Mar today is set at 1:30. 1:30 at Del Mar. Emerald Downs is next from the Great Northwest. Emerald Downs has 9 races. Their first post time is at 1:30. Prairie Meadows, they've got 9 races. The first 3 will be quarter horses, and the last 6 will be thoroughbreds. First post time at Prairie Meadows with a nice pick 5 jackpot carryover of $75,801 is set at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock at Prairie Meadows. Northern California racing fairs continue at Ferndale. Ferndale's first post time is 2:15. They got 7 races today. 1 quarter horse, 6 thoroughbreds, and they got a super high 5 jackpot at Ferndale today of $52,594. First post time is at 2:15 there. And then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos in Southern California. Los Al has 10 races, 2 thoroughbreds, 3 mixed breed, 4 quarter horse races. Yes, 2 thoroughbreds, 3 mixed breed, 4 quarter horse in the 10 race card. They seed the pick 6 pot today at Los Alamitos. It is Sunday at $10,000. So the pick 6 pot is sitting already with $10,000 in it at Los Al. First post time there is at 6:30. That's your field of racetracks running today. We have more of the holiday racing tomorrow. Now we go to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. Pretty interesting day at Del Mar and at Saratoga yesterday.
Certainly at Saratoga. It started off terrific. The races were running clean and smooth, and then all of a sudden the weather had to chime in and obviously cause chaos during the card. I mean, the Chad Brown horse that won was, I think, the longest shot in the race in a short field. He had absolutely 0 shot, but he won it during a driving rainstorm. The horse went to the lead and kept going. nobody can make up an inch, and pretty aggressive ride by Florent Giroux, who doesn't ride often for Chad Brown. However, he took advantage yesterday, and another one for Chad Brown.
I got to tell you, not only that, Chad Brown won a race at Monmouth Park. He won the Violet Stakes there with the favorite in that race, too. So he was having fun all over the place. But I got to tell you, Florent Giroux did a great job of nursing on that turf course and getting the distance with this horse.
Yeah, and when those long shots go out to the lead, jockeys usually don't even pay attention to them. They expect the horse to come back to the field, but that wasn't the case, and no one could make up any ground. Who knows how bad the turf course was, but I'm sure the rain and the turf course had something to do with it, because horses that usually put in a late run just were not able to do that.
And at Del Mar, the Pacific Classic won by a horse that had done nothing more in his lifetime so far than break his maiden, but he found a racetrack, he found the bias on the track that fit his running style.
Yeah, and if you want to be a genius after the fact, and everyone likes to be a genius after the fact, only 2 horses in that race have ever run at 1.25 miles in the past, and they were the first and second finishers. Not that I'm telling you could have had it or should have had it, but afterwards people like to figure out why what just happened or what they witnessed just happened. And, you like to try to understand things that don't always make sense. And if you're looking for it, that was the one excuse you could make, I guess.
All I could say, owned by Calumet Farm. Now, we know, being as old as I am, at least I know, that Calumet Farm used to be a juggernaut years ago when winning Triple Crowns and all that there. But, of course, new ownership and all that. But it was nice to see the Calumet Farm name back in the winner's circle in the big race, and unusually in California, because they didn't race there too much. And Doug O'Neill did a great job as a trainer.
Absolutely. We remember John Veach training for them years ago with Easy Goer, and they had a lot of great horses. They were the who's who in horse racing for many years, and you're right, it's under different ownership now, and it's totally changed, but the name still remains, and it's a name that will always be big in racing, and they stepped up yesterday.
Yeah, John Veach, of course, did train for Calumet, but Easy Goer was owned by the Phipps family.
Oh, the Phipps. I'm sorry. He had a couple of them.
Yeah, well, he had the famous horse Alidar that made Affirmed great because he kept running second to him.
Right. I messed up, but you're right. It was about the same year though. They were a couple of years apart, and it was early in my racing career, so I screwed that up. I apologize.
But here's the deal. Yesterday at Del Mar, Bob Baffert, I don't know how many 2-year-olds he's got left in his barn, but he's winning every race for 2-year-olds with royally bred maidens. He did 3 of them yesterday, although only 2 out of the 3 were actually, only 1 out of the 3 was a 2-year-old. The other 2 were older. But nevertheless, him and Juan Hernandez are really clicking together. And as soon as you put a horse on the turf, just look for Phil D'Amato. This guy, he finished first and third in the Del Mar Handicap and first and second in the Del Mar Mile on the turf. It's amazing.
Listen, Baffert has dominated with 2-year-olds for the past 5-10 years. Especially at Del Mar, he points for that meet. He loves it, and he unveils horses that are usually turn out to be very good. And that's just another case this meet. He had a bunch of good 2-year-olds, and he just continues to win with them.
Yeah, he might very well have the entire field for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile when it comes up down there at Del Mar. But Muth returns today. What do you think?
Why not? He's fine. He was fine before he left, and he took a vacation. He's ready to come back to the races. It looks like he lays over that field, and he's going to be a short price, and he's probably going to win.
Now, of course, last seen winning the Arkansas Derby, but then he had his trials and tribulations. He was in and out. We never knew really what was going on with Muth. Baffert just said he wasn't ready to run, and naturally he couldn't run in the Kentucky Derby, but he didn't even show up for the Preakness or the Belmont, and now he comes back in the Shared Belief, I guess, gearing up for a possible start in some race on Breeders' Cup Day.
Yeah, I would assume we're going to see him on Breeders' Cup Day. Obviously, something went wrong. They had some sort of setback. You're not going to just take a horse like that out of training and miss the big races, but he did, and obviously he's ready to come back now.
Jonathan, out of the all the races at Del Mar and Saratoga yesterday, anything that really impressed you where you thought to yourself, wow, I've really seen something special?
No, it was a really great race. I love the performance by Brightwork. That trainer, John Ortiz, is just having a terrific meet in the prior race, I believe. And then he came back in the next race, and he ran second, getting run down by Brad Cox at a big price. And that trainer's doing terrific here, and he does terrific with babies. He doesn't have a lot of horses, but when he sends them out, they are ready to go.
Never want to question racetracks taking the path of providing safety for not only the horses, the jockeys, but the betting public. But that rain come in a very unusual time yesterday at Saratoga, because they left the stakes race that was won wire to wire, the Flower Bowl, on the turf after it started raining, because the spinaway was run on a in all intents and purposes, a sloppy type of racetrack.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
that was a great stake race. And if they would have taken it off the grass, they would have scratched down to no horses, because whoever was entered from MTO, for main track only, was scratched earlier. That's how late the rains came. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, the result was ridiculous, obviously, and not too many people are going to have that horse. And you got chaos, and that's what we got, chaos. So.
I'll just reserve a little bit of a difference with you between chaos and just a great performance by Garreau in rationing out the speed of this horse. I mean, they let her get a zip code in front going down the backstretch. I mean, I don't know.
Well, when you have a 30-1 on the lead, like we talked about before, usually these horses are going to come back, especially when they open up those big leads. Yeah. But I don't know whether it was the track surface or what. That certainly had something to do with carrying that horse home. No one's going to take the horse out of their game, to go after a horse that's 40-1 and on the lead by 10. 9 out of 10 times a horse like that would come back, but he never came back. He just kept going. And he found the right part of the turf course, I guess, and they couldn't make up any ground.
I guess Chad Brown, under the care of Chad Brown, might have made a little difference with the horse too. That could be a factor.
That horse could have been entered to be a rabbit, because McCulloch, he's a closer, and that horse was a dead speed horse. No one went with him. They ignored him, and he put him to sleep. And you're right. Giroux gave him a terrific ride. Take nothing away from him or the horse. They got the job done, and that's all that counts.
Well, you got the job done yesterday with a couple of nice winners for us. How about we keep that mojo going?
That would be nice. Let's look at the fifth race today, Ralph. And by the way, early post in New York today, 9:05 your time.
Okay.
Fifth race today. I like the number 3 horse in here, Market Alert. The 6-year-old gelding was claimed out of his last race by trainer Bobby Falcone. Falcone's having a terrific meet. He's winning at 30%. I like the rider switch to Manny Franco. I like the 4-1 on the morning line. Number 3, Market Alert, wins today's fifth race out at Saratoga.
With that hot riding Manny Franco aboard in the fifth race at Saratoga, number 3, Market Alert, the 3 in the fifth, which will anchor the early pick 5 and early pick 4 at Saratoga. Now we go to, Del Mar.
Del Mar race number 8. This is the Del Mar Derby. It's a grade 2 event, and I like the number 1 horse in here, Guy Named Joe. This is a 3-year-old colt from the Doug O'Neill barn, and O'Neill's having a terrific meet, as we saw yesterday. J.J. Hernandez aboard to ride. He's listed at 7-2 on the morning line. He's an improving horse, getting better with each start. Has a race over the course. Number 1, Guy Named Joe, wins today's 8th race out at Del Mar.
All right. A guy named Jonathan says a guy named Joe is going to win the 8th race, the Del Mar Derby at Del Mar. 8th race, the 1 horse is Jonathan's pick off a nice doubleheader, double wins yesterday. And, of course, you got a full sheet of handicapping for both Del Mar and Saratoga and for today's racing. And I know that tomorrow is Labor Day, and you and I and everybody else will be laboring for our listeners and our watchers out there for tomorrow. So we'll talk to you tomorrow on Labor Day.
Closing day of Saratoga. It's a big deal up here, and it's come to an end. It was a quick meet. A lot happened during this meet. Unfortunately, we had to deal with weather on some of those days, but we made it through, and let's finish strong tomorrow and today.
You got it, my man. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
Thank you. You too. And we will be right back with Rich Eng, who has given us 2 college football games on the show and 2 winners in the Pigskins early in the season. It's only just begun. We'll be right back.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. For years, Tunnel to Towers has demonstrated a commitment to first responders and military families. They've paid off mortgages and built specially adapted smart homes. Now the foundation is expanding its mission to eradicate veteran homelessness. Please give our veterans a chance to reclaim their dignity by donating at t2t.org.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Back on Race Day Las Vegas, quick look at Travis Kelce's horse. Swift Delivery finished second at Woodbine in the Toronto Cup. The winner there was Piper's Factor, with Sahan Vibes paying $16.60. Swift Delivery did finish second, so the Swifties at least got on the board there in the Toronto Cup at Woodbine. Colonial Downs had several. I think they had 5 stakes races. The Jamestown was won by War Humor. The Burt Allen won by Skies Not Falling. The Camptown won by Hollywood Walk. The Nellie Mae Cox won by Tiffany. And the Meadow Stable Stakes was won by Determined Kingdom yesterday at Colonial Downs. All right, let's go to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Kind of nice to have guys like Travis Kelce buying in on horses, because when you drag him along and the Swifties with it, we get more exposure for horse racing.
Yeah, nothing wrong with celebrity owners. Jason Worth, former Phillies World Series champion, is a part owner of Dornoch. So, and Alex Bregman, the Astros third baseman, he's got a stable with his family. So, yeah, the more the merrier with celebrity owners.
Yeah, no question about that. However, they don't have the following that the Swifties are. That's for sure. All right, so a thought or two, Richie, about a couple of days of racing at Kentucky Downs. Can we assess anything from the races so far?
I believe so. Speed has really held up well. It's amazing how Speed has done well. In prior years, a lot of times it's been closers, but I guess maybe either they haven't had much rain or they haven't irrigated the course. But today I'm going to play for more Speed. We'll see what happens on the next racing day, which will be Thursday. If there's anything they'll do to change the condition of the course, over the 3 days off.
And of course, your college football is right on the mark right now. Do you have anything for football today?
No, I'm going to watch the game. It's LSU and Southern Cal. They're playing here in Vegas, Ralph. The last line I saw was LSU -4. I don't have a play, but if people are really have for making a bet on the game, I guess I would recommend LSU minus the 4, the SEC team over USC. But I'm not betting it out of pocket myself.
Yeah, no play there then. We'll just enjoy the game here in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. And, of course, the NFL starts on Thursday, so we'll be leaning on you for that as well. Kentucky Downs, we're getting a pick there?
Yeah, we got 2 picks, and I tell you what, Ralph, yesterday with No-Nay Holden, I know it was at Del Mar. I thought I had a winner finally, and about 50 yards from the wire, I got swallowed up by Motorius and Johnny Padres.
Yeah, they came like a freight train.
Yeah, they just came like a blur out of the bottom of the screen. Let's go for horses. Kentucky Downs first. Race number 10 is $1 million juvenile sprint. And I'm going to go for an 8-1 shot. That's number 4, Homie. This horse won easily, impressively, in debut for Wesley Ward, then was privately purchased, goes to Larry Ravelli, who's also a very, very good trainer. I think this horse has the gas to go to the front or sit very close anyway under Geraldo Corrales. Let's go with the 4, Homie, at 8-1 in race 10 at Kentucky Downs.
All right, 10th race, the 4 Homie in the 10th race. Just $1 million race there at Kentucky Downs, 10th race, the 4. And at Del Mar?
Race number 9 is a maiden claiming 50 for Calbreds. Let's go with the favorite, number 2, Jurama. This horse had a little trouble last time out. Made my horses to watch list. Now returns with Kazushi Kimura. I think this horse can improve a step or two. That's a W, Ralph. So let's go with the 2, Jurama, race 9.
All right, 9th race, the 2-horse Jurama. The 2-horse in the 9th race. Don't forget, Richie's got full sheets for both handicapping for Del Mar and Kentucky Downs right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. You're going to be laboring for us tomorrow as well, Richie, so we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, final break. John and Jerry wrap it up. And don't forget, they wrap it up only for this show. We'll be back tomorrow as well. Don't go away.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grandview Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grandview Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grandview Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas to put a capper on today's Sunday show, but we'll be back tomorrow on Labor Day Monday with a full show for the holiday racing card as well. We now go to John Lindo standing by in Southern California. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Great. How your thoughts of Pacific Classic Day?
Well, it was a little over 12,000 people, so it was I was expecting a few more people, but it was a little bit quiet out there, and I just think not having a marquee horse in the Pacific Classic had a lot to do with that. When you get a horse that's never won or beaten winners before winning the Classic, it kind of tells you the depth of the field for this year.
Well, yeah, I saw that the shots that they were taking with the drone later on in the day, it looked like the grandstand was pretty empty, but by that time it was late in the day, and I thought, well, maybe people are getting out and enjoying the holiday a little bit more, a little earlier on a Saturday night. But a little bit of a difference between big Pacific Classic Day at Del Mar and the big Travers Day last week at Saratoga. But, the feature race is played right to the track bias, the way it's been all meet.
It sure did. I mean, Mixto just kind of a one-paced horse, and you got to give Kyle Frey a lot of credit because he put the horse in the race early. And Full Serrano, I thought, was going to get to the wire in front in the last 50 yards or so. they wore them down. And if you remember last summer, Kyle Frey took off the Del Mar meet, just taking a break, just trying to get mental health, everything right. And good for him, because he's come back and been a better rider.
Yeah, he has. He's been a much better rider, and he's he's more in tune now. So taking that break did work, that's for sure. Nice winner you gave us at both Saratoga and at Del Mar, winning that last race with Conclude, who got to the wire just in time, going gate to wire at a nice 12:20 payoff. Man, Phil D'Amato, he's just too tough in those turf races, isn't he?
Well, he ran 3 turf stakes yesterday, and he won them all. So, it's status quo for Phil D'Amato.
Okay, well, you've got a Del Mar sheet today. Want to remind everybody you'll be with us back tomorrow, and your Del Mar sheet, the Lindell Report, is available only in one place here in Las Vegas. One place in your gaming capital, and it's here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge, exclusively here, only here, because they love horse players. Complimentary to the folks out there. Of course, you go through all the races, the suggested light pick 4, and all the goodie information at the bottom. And so, any thoughts of anything that happened yesterday, either at Saratoga or Del Mar, that piqued your, said, wow?
Well, maybe under the radar, in an allowance race yesterday, Ultra Power came back for Bob Baffert and really lit up the 1 mile. I remember 135 and change, won by a distance. And don't be surprised if this horse maybe shows up in that California Crown race into September there at Santa Anita. He's out of that really good race mare, Unique Bella. I didn't like him at all yesterday, but he proved me wrong. He looked awful good doing that. We'll see where he goes from there.
Picks, real quick.
4th race today at Del Mar. I'm going to follow Juan Hernandez, who had plenty of options. He sticks with number 12, Special Club, who gets back on turf, likes 5 furlongs. Have to work out a trip from a bad post, number 12. But I think this is the right horse. 5-1 on the program. Number 12, Special Club, race 4, Del Mar.
All right, 4th race at Del Mar. Number 12 is the pick off of John Lendo's Lendo Report. Get the rest right now, right here at the South Point, free of charge. We'll talk to you tomorrow, John.
All right, good luck today, Ralph.
Got it. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz. Jerry, we had a little small glitch with your picture, but I see you now, and I know we're pushing time, so maybe we'll just get right to the picks for today.
Sure. Let's go to Saratoga to the 8th race. Let me click over here.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Tidal Force.
That'll be number 2.
Excuse me, number 2,
Mm-hmm.
Tidal Force.
That's okay.
He's 3-1.
Yeah.
That's Fernando Abreu. Came off a little layoff, ran really nicely at the Saratoga, and I'm expecting to follow it up with another forward move. Javi won't be up on him. I mean, he fell the other day, and his wrist is hurt, so there'll be a different jockey on him. But they have listed Javi Castellano, but it's to be announced, a new jockey. Anyway, I'll take the 2 over the 4, 5, 6, and 10. I'm going to reverse 2, 4, 5, 6, and 10 back over the 2. But the 2, Tidal Force, that'll be our play today at anything over 2-1.
All right, so in the 8th race at Saratoga, the key play, the win bet, is on the 2, Tidal Force, a jockey to be named, and the link-ups are 4, 6, 10, correct?
4, 5, 6, 10.
4, 5, 6, 10. Okay, I knew there was one missing that I didn't pick there. Okay,
All
so
right.
the 2 over 4, 5, 6, 10. Again, 2, 4, 5, 6, 10. The 2's the key. Of course, do a reverse, because we know what happens. Reverse is, you'll be a little bit wrong and still cash. All right, Del Mar.
I like to say a little bit wrong and very right. Okay, over at the place of the Speedway, we'll call it Del Mar.
Go ahead.
Let's go to the 10th race.
Uh-huh.
Number 6, Cathel, John Sadler up. Very hot trainer. Now, this is a hot trainer. And I really like the look on the horse. He had a really tough trip pushing on the outside. Took the worst of it for sure.
Okay.
Seems to be coming right into nice form. This is 4th race of the year.
Okay.
I just like the horse a lot. I love that Barrios is up, and he's such a good turf rider.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the 6, Cathel, in race number 10, over the 4, 8, 10, and 11.
All right, so here we got number 6 in the last race, 10th race, 6 over 4, 8, 10, 11, and reverse. $2 ROIs on the 6 in the 10th. Want to remind everybody out there, Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Del Mar and all of Saratoga today, especially with that carryover in the pick 6 at Saratoga, available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. And along with all our other handicappers, Jerry's going to be laboring for us again tomorrow as well on the Labor Day. Don't forget a special show tomorrow, Labor Day, right here where you're listening and watching now. One more thing to say on this Sunday, Jerry saying it.
Have a great race day, everybody.